Hey, Bo and Bam, Mr. McCraw here. In this lesson, we're going to introduce and review half notes, but I want to start here with the world's most boring easy measure, like I talked about in class, okay? 4 quarter notes, really easy. We would write big 1, big 2, big 3, big 4 underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Super easy, right? You got it. In this lesson, I want to connect these 2 quarter notes and create something that is 2 beats. In that, there's something called a half note. So I can erase this and put something in its place that's going to be held for 2 beats. And it looks like this. It looks like a quarter note, except it's not bubbled in all the way, okay? So that is a half note. A half note gets 2 beats, okay? And this is starting on beat 1. So 1 right here, and then put a dash, 2. Because the dash means you're holding it for a long amount of time, okay? So if it's 1 dash 2, that means it's getting held for beats 1 and beat 2, okay? So a half note, let's move over here. If I have a quarter note, that gets 1 beat and 2 pulses, okay? So that would sound like 1, right? Like we talked about last week, 1. But if I have a half note, that's going to be 2 beats and 4 pulses, okay? So I'm going to put 4 pulses. And if I'm starting on beat 1, like over here, that will sound like 1, like that. It gets 2 beats. My foot tapped twice on the ground, but I got 4 pulses. 1, like that, okay? So to finish out this measure, you just have easy quarter notes at the end, right? So 1, 3, 4. So those still just get 1 beat, okay? So if I had this, what if I had quarter note, half note? How would I write that? Think about it for a second. Yeah, so I'm going to do big 1, big 2, because they're just quarter notes, they get 1 beat each. And this is starting on beat 3. So you have to put what beat it starts on. So it starts on 3, you have to put it on 3. So 3 dash, and what's the only beat left? 4. So 1, big 2, big 3 dash 4. That would sound like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we know about half notes, that they get 2 beats and 4 pulses. Let's think about back to quarter notes for 1 second, where we had quarter notes as 1 beat. Think about this. That's a quarter rest. It gets 1 beat of silence. But what if we need 2 beats of silence? Sometimes we need that. It can be, you can see 2 quarter rests like that in a row, but there's something else. If we want to have 2 rests, or 2 beats of rest in a row, we're going to have this. It is a half rest, okay? And it kind of looks like a hat, okay? So if I have this, it kind of looks like a guy wearing a hat, right? There's a guy smiling, there's his hat, okay? A half rest, you'll see a lot in chart 2. It has 2 beats, and you still give it 4 pulses in your head, okay? But you don't have to say them out loud, okay? A half rest equals 2 beats of what? Silence. That's right. So if you look here, there's my regular half note, quarter note, big 1 dash 2, big 3, big 4. Right here, the half note's going to get a big 1 dash 2. But what do we know about rest? We write them small, right? So we're going to write this real small. Small 3 dash 4 in parentheses. Okay, do the parentheses when you're on the computer, because that's the only, they can't make it small on Google Classroom, okay? So small 3 dash 4, and then right here, is this a big 1 or a small 1? Well, it's a rest, so we're going to do small 1 dash 2, and then big 3, big 4, okay? So if I'm counting this out loud, this whole line, it would be 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, stop. So you have to add rest hands to both beats. So if it's on 3, 4, you just go like that, okay? Now I will practice with you on chart 2 all the way through. Good luck.